Hello, everyone. It is a wonderful Saturday morning, and you know what they say about Saturdays? Daily Fantasy Saturday, of course. Yes, our favorite national holiday, or weekly holiday, I'd say. Um, Last week we won $6. We technically did not profit, but we are also using the rewards points that Yahoo was generous enough to give us, so our balance has actually increased. Let's look at last week's contest, and as you see, we entered 7 contests. We won $2 each from them. The $1 million baller that we entered with our money, we finished with 17,000. If you look at the total prize pool for that, you make money if stupid computer. Hold on. If you had top 15,000, so we're a little short there. You can tell why I was so angry about the refs, because they took away a couple of Justin Herbert touchdowns. But really, it wasn't Justin Herbert that cost me it. It was the poor defense numbers. And if you remember, the Cardinals were a bit of a more expensive defense than other teams. So this is why we're going to stick to the low price defense strategy. And these guys just didn't boom. A lot of them did really well, but they just didn't boom. And having Kareem Hunt not find the end zone, it was a risk that didn't work out. But let's take a look at some lineups that did work out, such as this one. Once again, Kyler, DeAndre Stack, although the stack itself didn't work that well, it helped us a lot, and the Bears were a great defensive pick. But this lineup could have done even better if we didn't have 2 guys, or actually even 3 guys, that finished in single digits. So this shows we have a lot of potential here. Another good lineup. Another one, that's my sister. Another one where we have 4 guys in the single digits. Despite having a big boom from Tyler Lockett and a nice start in Jalen Hurts, a good defensive start. We're good at picking our defenses, it looks like, besides the $1 million lineup. And this one as well. Again, a lot of single-digit guys. I really regret the Nyheim Hines pick, though. I mentioned in my week 1, where I had a really good week 1, that you gotta go for volume plays, and this was simply not a volume play. It was simply just hope and pray. And you had a guy like Cooper Kupp, who was $22, and we had him, and we saw him as a bargain, but we only used him in 1 lineup. But our strategy is this week is we're just going to look for the biggest bargain, and we're going to put him in 3 lineups at least. We're going to look for 2 or 3 bargains, and we're going to mix and match them. And that's how we're going to attack this week. Finding a guy who is way underpriced, who can get us at least 10 points, but with the hope of getting even more. So there we go. Upcoming. I made 1 lineup already for the Yahoo Cup, the free cup. And it's a Giants-based stack with Daniel Jones and Kenny Golladay. Hopefully Kenny Golladay plays. We'll have to monitor that if he doesn't. But a couple guys I think are really underpriced this week are Tyson Williams as an $18 price against Detroit. This team loves to run the ball. Detroit can't stop the run. They got absolutely gashed by Aaron Jones last week. We could see a lot of Tyson Williams this week. Noah Fant against the Jets, only $17. The Fant's very consistent. He could get us way better production than most tight ends at that price range. And the Buffalo Bills at $11 for defense against this team shut out the Dolphins last week, and they're playing against Taylor Heineke, who is also technically a backup quarterback. So we're going to use this, and we're going to enter into our 5 entries into our $1 contest, and maybe we'll throw 1 into the $1 million baller, because why not? All right. So we were just entered in it. Okay. Here we are. So we like Tyson Williams this week, right? So we're going to put him in the lineup. And I also saw Mike Williams down there too at $18. I don't know why Yahoo is pricing him that low, but It's kind of ridiculous. Coffee break. As you can see, it's 8 a.m. That's how dedicated we are to this stuff. But look, no, Cooper Kupp is an extra $10. That's how much his price has risen. Which makes me think, if Cooper Kupp clearly is getting all the targets from Matthew Stafford, I was going to see if they were going to price Robert Woods that low. And at $25 at that price, I don't think it's worth it. Because we don't know if Woods really is the beta at this point as opposed to the Kupp alpha. So T. Higgins this week is doubtful. And you have Jamar Chase, but Jamar Chase could get shadowed by Joe Hayden, who isn't a shutdown corner, but they could be focusing on him a little bit more. So we're going to look for Tyler Boyd, who the Steelers, I mean, not the Steelers, the Bengals, if they're down this game, they should be throwing it a lot. And obviously, we don't like the offense too much. But Pittsburgh does have a lot of injuries on defense, so they're susceptible. And someone else has got to catch T. Higgins' targets. We're pretty much hoping for a touchdown here, but with the upside of garbage time receptions. And then, I like a guy like Rondale Moore. I think he's going to have a really good week. But he's very popular, so he's going to be very highly owned. And if he busts, we won't be able to take advantage of that with a guy like Marvin Jones in the same game, who is going up against another poor pass defense. And with Kyler going to easily be able to put up points on the board, we can expect this to be a high-scoring game. So add Marvin Jones to the equation. And I said in my picks page that I like the Jaguars to cover this week because Arizona might be looking ahead of its schedule. So that doesn't mean we're going to avoid Arizona players entirely, but I like this receiving core we have here of 3 guys who can easily boom, but we can expect at least a good floor production. We shouldn't be seeing single digits from any of these guys. And look how much money we have now. And we haven't even spent on our defense or our tight end. Defenses, I'm not paying up for defenses. I learned that lesson last week. Now, I had the Giants in a couple lineups. I'm considering I had Giants players, but I'm considering the Falcons because of Daniel Jones' turnovers. But maybe he's gone over them. I think there's a good get-right spot for him. So we're going to look kind of elsewhere. We're going to go with the Patriots defense. Once again, family, I'm probably going to get a lot of those messages. Patriots defense here, because I expect Jameis Winston to be better this week, but with the coaching staff, there's still a few coaches on the COVID list. What if they're still just not all there? Then we could have another New Orleans offensive shutdown, and even better, what if it's legitimate? So we're going with huge boom potential here. And we have a lot of money to spend here with 4 players left. At tight end, at this point, we can kind of start going with studs here. So the Baltimore defense, usually pretty good, could not stop Darren Waller week 1 and could not stop Travis Kelce. Both elite tight ends, obviously, but TJ Hockenson slowly creeping up in that category. He's $24. I like him better than a guy like Travis Kelce because Kelce, yeah, he's high priced, but what if Tyreek Hill gets all the action? Come on, family. We get it. The baby pictures, yes. I have a brand new niece. She is about 2 weeks old. It's the cutest thing in the world. I'm going to be seeing her very soon. She lives in a different state. All right, but that's enough about my personal life. We have a potential for a stack here with whoever we like. And we see, we know one thing. The Bucs are going to try to put points up on the board. And Matthew Stafford loves looking Cooper Kupp's way. So even though he's $32, I still think he's a little underpriced. We're going to go Cooper Kupp here. because Stafford's going to have to keep up with the Bucs offense and these other guys. Like Josh Allen, I don't see him putting up a game worthy of being worth that price tag. And Russell Wilson, is he going to go Lockett or Metcalf? Obviously, he's went to Lockett the first 2 games, but it really can change any week. But we're going to play with guys like Russ and Herbert and Lamar and other lineups, maybe even Derek Carr, although Derek Carr might be a little inflated at his price. Kyler is very expensive this week, and he should have going off potential, but unless we go really cheap on our lineup, I don't think it's necessary to put him in there, because maybe there's a potential that they go up really early, very early. And if they get a couple rushing touchdowns in there from like Chase Edmonds, then what are we going to do about that? All right, we have $27, and we'll fit Jonathan Taylor in there, especially because they're going to be relying on Carson Wentz. But that's just a filler there. Taylor, he can easily find the end zone twice, and that would just make our lineup all much better. Great lineup. We're going to just keep setting our rewards points for it. So we have 600 more, so we're just going to keep doing that. And then we're going to enter into another contest with under a big contest with our balance. So now we're going to go with a Justin Herbert stack with Mike Williams, who is absurdly underpriced. And we're going to go with a tight end. We're going to go with Noah Fant because we really like him this week. $17. Look who's ahead of him. Logan Thomas against the Bills. I guess he'll be a target hog, but we already saw last week that Taylor Heinicke doesn't need to find Logan Thomas to win games. And the Giants are bad at covering tight ends. So what does that tell you? Logan Thomas is a part of the offense. He's not a needed part of the offense. And Mark Andrews has struggled all season. And even the good matchup, how can you put him against Noah Fant, who also has a good matchup, but is priced less? And Kyle Pitts has done nothing, and the rest of these guys are inflated in price. Now we have some dough to spend. We're going to go with Saquon Barkley. Very much a risk-reward play. We don't know if he's going to get that playing time, but this could also be his breakout game. How can it not? 10 days rest against the worst defense in the NFL. And considering the state of these two teams, should see a lot of scoring. At the very least, he should get some catches in this game. We're going to go with Saquon, and we're going to try to find some more cheap receivers that we can go with. We know Deontay Johnson's out this week. So, against the Cincy corners, James Washington will be an interesting play. He's $10. See, he's gotten absolutely nothing yet this year, but it could change this week. If he catches a touchdown, our whole lineup is set. Now we're going to set our defense and go with someone else who's pretty on the cheaper side. They're starting to raise the defense prices. I think people are catching on. Cleveland Browns, why are they so cheap? $12, I'll take that any day. Obviously, they've struggled a little bit so far, but against a quarterback making his first career start, as much as I love Justin Fields, we're going to take this cheap number anytime for the potential upside. Once again, we are set with a lot of money to spend. So now we can go other guys we just really like, such as Tyler Lockett. Maybe this is his year. He's $28. He's the same price as DK Metcalf. That shocks me. Maybe they know something we don't. Maybe they think we're too smart. But regardless, Lockett at $28. Lock it in. That's what I'm talking about. Running backs. We can pick and choose the running back we like. And we like Austin Eckler as almost a triple stack. We know KC is going to have to put up, or the Chargers are going to have to put up points against KC to stay in this game. And Eckler is going to get the targets when Herbert can't find anything downfield. if both these guys find end zone with Herbert, we have a very big potential lineup. And now we're at flex, and we still have $30 to spend. We don't. Now listen, I think Adam Thielen is a bit overrated in terms of what he's going to do all year in fantasy, but he's been catching touchdowns already. We put him in a lineup before, and he helped us win $40. We're going to go with it again and not regret it. There you go. So it looks like we got a couple more entries to put. And now we're going to go with a Russell Wilson stack. And we're going to put DK Metcalf in here to hedge ourselves a little bit. And to continue with the theme of using the same players, we're going to put Tyson Williams. We love him. At tight end, we love Hawk. Then at running back, let's pick someone else who we think can do well. I see that Darrell Henderson's out, and I potentially put in Michelle, but it's the Tampa Bay run defense. I think we're just going to avoid that entirely. So we're going to go with someone like... Now, we know that we see Alvin Kamara, and I think that's way too low for him. I think that's kind of a bargain deal as well. Oh no, low battery. Now we got like 10 minutes, so we should be good. So Alvin Kamara is in there at $31, and we like a guy like Joe Mixon too, in case Cincinnati is controlling that game, but we'll put in a different lineup. We went a little heavy on this lineup, so now we can dig back a little bit, take some cheaper guys. Another defense that we like. Yeah, a lot of these defenses are a little overpriced, but the Ravens defense, well, not with Hawkinson. We don't want to do that, but we can. Again, we'll save them for now. Lever lineup. Let's go with the Tennessee Titans at $10. I honestly kind of brushed them off because I didn't even look at the $10 options. But as bad as the Tennessee Titans defense is, Indy will most likely be starting their backup quarterback this week. Turnovers could happen, and at $10, even a few turnovers could see some big returns. And the whole point of picking defenses cheap is we can see a random touchdown out of any of these defenses. You can't predict defensive touchdowns. It's very hard. So you might as well go with the cheaper option, and if something big happens, it will improve your entire lineup. So now we have not too much more money to spend, but we need a couple receivers. We're going to chase Claypool and Sterling Shepard back to back. Claypool's going to get the benefit of being in with Deontay Johnson out. That's what I was going for. Sterling Shepard will get the benefit of not being covered by Atlanta. I'm starting to lose my words a little bit, clearly. And we also spent way over budget. We got to cut back somewhere. We're going to cut back with Hawkinson, and we're going to put Noah Fant as our flex. We're on flex right now. So, or let's take a look at other tight ends too. Maybe we can go cheap here. No, see, a lot of these guys are just dart throws. No offense, the closest thing we have to being cheap and reliable. And we don't want to just go with dart throws for the sake of it. Now let's go with a $13 flex. And we can easily find someone across multiple positions rather than having just to struggle at tight end. Look at all that. Look at all we have. $13 for any of these guys. Well, these guys are all priced down here for a reason. But look at KJ Osborne. We're going to put KJ Osborne there against a crappy Seattle pass defense and hope that everyone else is targeting Thielen and Jefferson to notice him down here. I like that lineup a lot. We're going to do one last lineup for the $1 contest, and then we're going to make our boom lineup, our big lineup of the week. We like Mixon. I don't think a lot of people are going to be picking Mixon because they look at Pittsburgh as an elite defense, but they don't know how many injuries they've suffered. And Cincinnati, if they're controlling this game, it could be Mixon's time to shine. And we wanted the Ravens as well. There are two defenses we could easily get behind. Another quarterback stack we're going to go for. We're going to go for a cheaper quarterback stack here. Ryan Tannehill, who has struggled so far this season, so his ownership might be down. And we're going to pair him with A.J. Brown. Another running back. And Kareem Hunt kind of disappointed us last week. So, you know what? There's a second chance for him. Maybe he'll find the end zone this week. Because if he finds the end zone this week and I didn't start him, then I'm just going to hate him forever. So I'd rather not hold that against you, Kareem. Other tight ends. We're going to go for Mike Gesicki, who has done nothing all year. So he definitely won't be very highly owned. Playing with a backup quarterback who might be favoring throwing his way. We'll take that chance so we can go more expensive on our wide receivers. Allen Robinson is going up against Denzel Ward, but I'm not worried. He's still a target hog. Keenan Allen, we don't have him in any lineups. He should have a beast of a week. Again, Los Angeles will have to put up a lot of points. And last but not least, Jamar Chase with T. Higgins out. There we go. We used all our rewards points. So we have 5 lineups. I usually set 7, but we're going to go with 6, and we're going to make our $1 million contest lineup. It's $1 million guaranteed. It's not $1 million to first place. But we want to try to hit it big. Because what's the point of playing this game if you're not trying to hit it big? And so what do we like the most this week? We like Justin Herbert with Mike Williams. That's our favorite stack. And we're going to make it work. And add in a Tyson Williams, who I think is going to have a great week. Tight end, we're going with Hawkinson. Now let's build around this. Those are our 4 guys. The 4 guys that we like the most at their prices. And then we can fit in the rest from there. The defense, we're going to go with the Bills. Very good price, $11. They could just have a solid floor game for us. And now we have 97 more bucks to spend. Who else can we go down here that could return big dividends? How about a guy like Cordaro Harrison? If he finds the end zone, you know what? Actually, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's very cheap, and people are down on him. But we're assuming a high-scoring game with these guys in here. So we want a Chief, and he's the cheapest Chief that we could find. I didn't really want to go with Fournette, even though he could find the end zone that game. It's very unpredictable. 3 wide receivers at $27 a piece. Could be Justin Jefferson exploded week 3 last year. We're going to see if he can do it again this year. Another guy, Chris Godwin, with Antonio Brown out and Mike Evans being potentially shot by Ramsey. Godwin's way too cheap. 22, we have 31 bucks left. Let's try to go like $1 cheaper on one of these guys, so we can go and get our last one. Damn, 25 minutes? Hell of a game. All right. And now we're going to get rid of Jefferson for now. And we're going to go with Someone really cheap. Tyler Boyd. I think Tyler Boyd's going to have a good week. I have a good feeling about it. $43? Wow. Well, Tyreek Hill, and who else can we get at running back that's maybe a little better option? We're going to get rid of Chris Carson. We're going to get rid of Clyde. We're going to get Chris Carson, and Tyreek's going to be our chief. And there we go. There you go. $20. Boom, out the door. Let's win this week. Good luck, everyone. Let's go over our lineups one more time. That's our free lineup. And you'll see a lot of common guys and all these. But we're really liking Tyson Williams, Mike Williams, Tyler Boyd, Herbert, Hawkinson, Noah Fant. Those are our big plays this week. All right, guys. Good luck to you all. And this is Shoop Sports signing out.